Hey Coach, Coach Simpson. Appreciate you tuning in my YouTube channel. Wanted to talk a little bit about a term that a lot of guys throw around that before I started kind of studying it and understanding wing T language, really threw me for a loop. Is the term gap down backer. You know, when you hear that, it can be a little bit, that sounds like a lot of things to know, but it's pretty simple, and I wanted to kind of explain a few things. One, what it means, and then two, some kind of tips that we try to teach with our kids. First thing, I don't even know if our kids, they know gap down backer, but essentially they know what it means. And what it means is, if we're running, let's say, buck sweep, where our guard is going to pull and leave. Okay, now that term can apply to him on a play like power, okay, or another play, but let's say the guard is leaving, so we're talking about these three players. Our tackle, our tight end, and our wing on gap down backer. That lets them know we work from first level back. So we're looking in the gap. So for right here, our strong tackle, or our tackle, has a guy down from him or in the gap inside. Okay, so the gap and down for us, you know, there's a little subtle difference in them. Basically, down means a guy head up. But gap or down essentially means I'm going to block a defensive lineman in the inside gap of me, or who is down, who is head up, you know, an inside player. So a 3 technique or a 2, either one of those would tell our tackle, I have him. I have a guy in my gap, or if he was in a 2, I have a guy down. So I'm going to take that. I will not progress to the third of gap down backer. I'm going to block down, okay, or gap. Tight end is in the same rules. So we can see here, there's nobody in his gap. There's nobody head up the tackle, so there's no down call there. So he's going to go to backer. Okay, I'm going to get to him in a second because I want to talk a little bit about how we teach that block. Our wing, following the same rules. This guy could be a 9, that's in the gap. He could be head up the tight end, that would be down. So I know I am taking him. Okay, so I know that those are the 2 blocks we have based on our rules. Gap or down always refers to blocking inside, okay, and then backer, of course, refers to a linebacker. For us, we try to teach aiming points and then not chasing, because we don't really understand how this guy or this guy is going to react before the play. They could be blitzing, you know, they could fit as an inside plugger, or they could be a spill player and come over the top. So we want to work aiming points if we're going to a linebacker, going to backer. So gap down, backer, that last one. So if we are working to this linebacker, we're going to work to his upfield shoulder. Okay, so we're releasing a kind of an angle here. We don't want to turn out. We don't want to, you know, go chasing things. If he plays what we call a spill technique, or he leaves, we just tell our guy, hey, look, if he leaves, if we're aiming there and he's gone, we don't chase. Our eyes immediately go to the next player. If he's a plugger or a stunner or just not a very good player and gets lost in there, then we're going to take him. So we're aiming to take this linebacker play side. But if he leaves, we're not going to chase, because we have somebody coming to pick him up. If we're blocking gap down backer, there's probably a puller who's taking care of that. So we will block here to here, depending on the technique of that linebacker. That's simple for gap down backer. I think on my website I've got an offensive line manual that actually walks through the drill we use to teach down blocks. And on this channel, I think you may be able to find a couple different things on down blocks. Blocking down the second level, that's in, again, my offensive line manuals over at fbcoachsimpson.com if you were interested in that. I've got a course on that as well. And I'll probably get to that this off season at some point, I hope, on this YouTube channel. If this is your first time visiting, I appreciate you stopping by. Feel free to scroll through the channel. I try to section out as much information as I can. You can comment on the video or reach out to me at fbcoachsimpson@gmail.com. Or again, like I said, you can go to the website and find pretty much, hopefully, whatever you might be looking for. If you haven't already done so, I'd appreciate it if you would like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to continue to grow this channel throughout this off season. Thanks.